track and DECA. Outside of school, you can find Brenna working out and staying in shape. During her free time, she likes to hang out with her friends, travel, and loves cotton candy dipped ice cream from Dairy Queen. Freshman candidate, Brenna Shelton. Our sophomore candidate is Isabel Wells. She is the daughter of Chris and Debbie Wells. She's being escorted by Noah Reese, son of Alana Reese. Isabel is 15 years old and has lived in Republic for 14 years. She loves to play tennis and be involved with Apex Volleyball Club. A fun fact about Isabel is that she is left-handed and loves coffee. Isabel wishes to be an anesthesiologist one day. Sophomore candidate, Isabel Wells. Our junior candidate is Katie Embo, daughter of Marie Embo. She's being escorted by Avery Moody, son of Les and Nicole Moody. Katie is 16 and has lived in Republic for her entire life. You can find Katie on the Republic High School tennis team and involved with FCCLA. Outside of school, Katie likes to paint, go fishing with family, and travel. She's been to over 40 states, and she hopes to become a NEO intensive care unit or labor and delivery nurse. Junior candidate, Katie Embo. Our first homecoming senior candidate is senior Elizabeth Creech. Elizabeth is the daughter of Jonathan and Michelle Creech. She is being escorted by Luke McDonald, son of Scott and Kimberly McDonald. Elizabeth is 16 years old and has lived in Republic for the past 8 years. She is involved in DECA, National Honor Society, and choir. Elizabeth loves to play lacrosse, hang out with her boyfriend, working at Dunkin' Donuts, and watching The Office. Some fun facts about Elizabeth is that she is the youngest sibling of 6, and her father looks like Santa Claus. Our next senior candidate is Avery DeWitt. Avery's the daughter of Don Baldridge and David DeWitt. She is being escorted by Travis Franco, son of Aaron and Melissa Franco. Avery is 17 and has lived in Republic for 13 years. Avery loves working on cars, taking care of her animals, donating to local animal hospitals / rescues, going downtown with her friends, and listening to very loud music. Avery is very easy to get along with. She says, "I look intimidating, but I promise I'm a huge softie." Our second senior candidate, Avery DeWitt. Our last senior candidate is Parker Rogers. She is the daughter of Camilla Parker and Wes Rogers. She is being escorted by Garrett Silvey, son of Jeff and Sherry Silvey. Parker is 17 and has lived in Republic her entire life. She's involved in Student Council, Key Club, National Honor Society, Republican Ambassadors, International Thespian Society, Tiger Theater, and Repmo Ambush. Outside of school, she loves to watch Criminal Minds, hang out with friends, go to the lake, attend church, go thrift shopping, hiking, and play games on Nintendo Switch with boyfriend Ryan. Fun facts about Parker are that she is 25% Japanese and she plays the bass guitar for the high school class at her church. Final senior candidate, Parker Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give our 2020 homecoming court a round of applause? Now for your 2020 homecoming queen, Parker Rogers. Congratulations, Parker, for representing Republic High School. applause for homecoming queen Parker Rogers and all of our attendants. You all make Republic High School proud.
Well, congratulations to Parker Rogers. And we've got a new homecoming queen for the new year. So, Rich Miles, homecoming night, always a great activity before the game. And I know coaches are also always kind of glad to get it over with and get it done.
Yes, they are. From the coaching standpoint, you are, because obviously you want your football players concentrating on the game, and you know, you've got other activities that their minds are kind of elsewhere. You know, I'm not trying to bring any negative or knock any of the festivities. It's such a great tradition, and a tradition that started here in the state of Missouri of having homecoming, and it's such a great night. And you see everybody out there all dressed up as part of the court, and it's just a bummer, obviously, that usually, you know, you've got the dance afterwards that a lot of people are looking forward to, and for obvious reasons this year, there is not going to be a homecoming dance.
Rich, I remember back, you know, in the 70s, all the old people were complaining that the kids didn't even stand next to each other when they danced. So, you know, I would think you could probably have some, you know, new dances invented where they just stand a little further apart.
Well, things have changed. If you ever go to a high school dance now, they don't quite social distance anymore. But
okay,
anyways,
I'll let you have that one.
All right.
All right. Well, homecoming is wrapped up. The band is ready with its pregame performance here shortly. But we're going to talk about the football game.
Yes.
Ozark comes to town. They're 3-1. They're only lost to Carthage. And it's a very good team, having a very good year. And Chad DePay has his team playing well to start off the season.
Yes, I think they've only got one loss on the year. So Ozark is kind of a little bit on a roll. I think they've beat Branson, Joplin, and Willard. Their only losses to Carthage. So any team that's obviously gets a couple games in a row, you kind of say that team's got the momentum. So, you know, if that's the case, Ozark's got the momentum going. Republic's in a little bit of a dry patch here, but that's okay. We can correct the ship and get things back in order. Anybody who knows me knows that when you've got Ozark week, you definitely, you know, concentrate and put more effort, and there's just that little bit more of, you know, got to get that W. Anybody who's, you know, in the COC for a long time, you kind of circle that Ozark game, whether it's football, softball, whatever it is. It's kind of that rivalry that goes on in the area.
4 games this year. Their first game, as we mentioned, was a loss to Carthage. That score 35-14. The next week they turned it around and beat Branson 26-16. Then they beat Joplin in week 3. So comparing scores this year is out the window in the COC. Some crazy things have happened. But Ozark beat Joplin 51-43, and then they beat Willard 42-14. I mean, you look at what they've done, and that the Branson game is the one that kind of doesn't necessarily stack up with the other things that they've done. Branson only losing by 10 to Ozark. And, of course, last year these two teams got together, and it was a wild and woolly one in Ozark, and Ozark won it 51-49, and that was one of those games, as so many were last year, where the last team to touch the ball was destined to win it.
You're exactly right. It was a shootout, and I remember that game just kind of, it seemed like it lasted a little bit longer than usual, just because every drive almost was a scoring drive for both Ozark and Republic. And as you said, it was going to end up being whoever had the ball last, and it just stinks that Ozark ended up having that last drive there in the fourth quarter that they were able to just stick the ball in there, and Republic wasn't able to, with enough time left, to get in the end zone.
We're going to take a little break from talking and listen in to the Tiger Pride Band. They're wrapping up Eye of the Tiger, and I think we'll have the national anthem here shortly, but let's just let you take in the atmosphere of Friday Night Football in Republic, Week 5. I always do this. I have a knack. Right when they stop, I say we're going to go to them. But they've got more coming up. So we'll just, you know what, Rich, say something insightful. It doesn't even have to be insightful at this point. I've really set the bar pretty low with saying that the band was going to play and then they stopped. But just, you got to, whatever you say, you got to be able to stop at a moment's notice as soon as the band starts playing.
Oh, no problem. No problem. But talking a little bit about last year with Republic, it didn't seem like so many times where the offense for Republic was against another high-flying offense last year, and just back and forth, back and forth. This year, we've commented so much to where we've seen the most improvement is on the defensive side of the ball. And you talking about the scores of Ozark. Ozark's able to put up a lot of points so far early in the season, so it's definitely going to be how is our defense going to respond to an Ozark offense that's able to put up a lot of points. And the weird game to me is Joplin. Joplin got everybody's attention week 1 when Joplin beats Webb City by 1 point. But then since then, Joplin's struggled a little bit. So when you look at that Joplin-Ozark, you don't know, kind of how to read that. Is Ozark really, really that impressive? They're able to beat a Joplin team, or is Joplin really not as good as what everybody, thought they were going to be? Maybe they just caught Webb City on a off night. So, like you said, throw scores out the window this year.
I mean, I think it's probably a little bit of both, you would assume. And I think that Joplin is probably one of those teams that's maybe hot and cold. And if you do catch them on the right night, you've got a better opportunity. Wanted to talk, too, about, coaches always say, well, in the COC, you got to stop the run. You got to stop the run. That is especially true against Ozark. They scored 42 points last week, did not complete a pass. So they are a ground-heavy offense, and if you can get on top and make them have to throw, you're better off.
You're exactly right. Ozark, the past couple years, and we're seeing it again this year, is very much run-heavy. But here's what Ozark will do, though. Ozark will lull you to sleep a little bit to where they'll do several run plays, and then once they kind of see that defense creeping up a little bit, expecting the run, they will call a play or some type of audible, and they will try to throw it over you, trying to catch you off guard, think it's going to be a run play. And what Ozark does on their pass plays are very rarely short pass plays. They aren't little 5 or 10 yard little out routes or anything like that. When Ozark passes the ball, 9 times out of 10, they're going for the long ball.
A couple players we're going to want to keep an eye on today, and one of them, Cooper Lander. 4 games, he's got 40 tackles, leads the team. 29 of those tackles solo, and he's got 2 turnovers, has an interception and has a fumble. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Landon Porter, 8 receptions, 259 yards. He's averaging 32 yards a reception on the season.
That's amazing.
And the longest, an 85-yarder. So it'll be interesting to see what those two do, and Lander's situation, being in the middle of that defense, he's key to be able to read and kind of direct where everybody's going.
You're exactly right. Cooper Lander, we say his name several times, Porter's name several times. Those guys are out there for defense, offense, special teams, so they are definitely guys that, as you said, they're kind of the leaders. They're the ones that are doing the big plays on the offense, defensive side, and sometimes on special teams. So they're definitely worthy of you putting up there as the players to watch for this evening.
And we'll be doing that now as the season goes on, taking a look at some players who will be key, and it'll be different, each week. But I think those two are especially important tonight, given what the Tigers face as they face Ozark. So should be a good one. We're going to take a quick break on our Hines Street Pharmacy Retmo Football pregame show and be back with more after this on Republic Tiger Sports.
Not only can Hines Street Pharmacy deliver prescriptions right to your door and often save you money compared to what you're paying at big box pharmacies, their drive-up window can help you avoid long lines on your way home from work, and now they're offering curbside flu shots. Hines Street Pharmacy. Experience the hometown difference. Whether you have a hole in your roof or you're missing a single shingle, you know who to call in Republic. It's Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing. Give them a call at 869-0444 or find them online at absoluteroofers.com.
Henniger Chevrolet is proud we continue to serve Springfield and Southwest Missouri as we have for over 40 years. The Henniger Chevrolet family treat each of our customers like family and exceed every expectation, not only in the large selection of new Chevrolets on the lot, but also the quality of pre-owned vehicles to fit any budget. Whether you need a new vehicle, have yours serviced, or need some body repair, pick Henniger every time. Find new roads in Republic or online at PennigerChevrolet.com.
State Farm Insurance is there anytime, anywhere you need it with helpful advice and award-winning service. In Republic, call Chris Yoakum at 732-1463 or go online at chrisyoakum.com and get to a better state.
Gentlemen, if you would, remove your hats. As the Tiger Pride Marching Band honors our country by performing our national anthem.
Well, Rich, it's hard to believe we are 5 weeks into the season. We'll be halfway done with the first, at least with the first 10. We're more than halfway done with the regular season as we get to the halfway point tonight, because there are only 9 the technical regular season games now. So, we say it every year. It seems I was thinking about this today because we say it every year, but it seems like it only happens with football. I mean, basketball, you don't get to, or at least I don't get to January and say, oh man, the season's really flying by. I think just having the one game a week makes it go that much faster. It's not football per se, but the way the schedule unfolds.
You're exactly right. Since football, varsity level only happens on a Friday, everybody kind of just really looks forward to Friday. Obviously, it's the end of the week, but it's also, you got something looking forward to. Everybody knows that across the country, Friday night is high school football nights, and it's such a great atmosphere to know that no matter what state you're in, there's going to be some Friday night high school football going on. And you're exactly right. For me, being a teacher too, it always feels like this part of the year seems to go so much quicker than any other part of the year. And it's amazing that we're at week 5, and like you said, week 10, you don't know really who you're going to play until you get closer to week 8 or week 9. And they released the districts, and man, did we draw a district that is just stacked.
Yes, Republic is in a district with 2 state champions. Hard to do, but Republic managed it. Ozark has already beaten Joplin, the runner-up in Class 6 last year, and they're 3-1. But then you've got Webb City, the Class 4 state champion, who moved up. You've got Carthage, the Class 5 state champion, and then of course Republic, Branson, Neosho. That may be it, I think.
Yes, that is it.
But Branson's Republic, has a complaint, but Branson has to drive further than if they'd have gone into the district that's closest to them with all of the, all the Springfield schools. That district has Glendale, Central, Parkview, and then
is Willard in there?
Willard,
okay,
Lebanon, I believe, and Waynesville, or maybe Waynesville, and I don't know. Anyway, the far weaker of the 2 districts right next door, and so of course Republic ends up in the one that's stacked.
Right.
It's stacked. But Branson, if you look at the map, Branson they're closer to those other schools than they are for having to go down to Neosho, Carthage, and Webb City. So anyway, tough break, but make do, and who knows what can happen. So, Ozark has beaten Joplin. They lost to Carthage in week 1, but they may step up and get them. And this year of all years, everything's so up in the air. Who knows who's going to be out from one week to the next? And you get some bad luck on some exposures at the end of the season. And, you could lose some players who are key players. Starting lineup's about to be introduced by Ken Kinnear. Let's listen in.
At wide receiver, senior, 6 foot, 170 pound, number 3, Landon Porter. At quarterback, 6'1", sophomore, 185 pounds, number 7, Gavin Beckner. At wide receiver, 6 foot, junior, 165 pounds, number 10, Jace Buford. At running back, 5'10", senior, 160 pounds, number 34, Josh Sterling. At running back, 5'10", sophomore, 165 pounds, number 41, Easy Needs. Offensive lineman, 5'11", junior, 200 pounds, number 52, Derek Kabetsky. Offensive lineman, 5'9", senior, 180 pounds, number 56, Lane Salzman. Offensive line, 6 foot, senior, 260 pounds, number 62, McKinley Wood. Offensive lineman, 6'1", junior, 220 pounds, number 68, Kristen Hart. Offensive lineman, 6 foot, junior, 220 pounds, number 75, Andrew Penny. And tight end, 6 foot,
starters introduced, and we'll see how this game unfolds.
And welcome to our guests from Ozark on a beautiful cloud-free.
So we're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this on Republic Tiger Sports.
I'm Todd Wojciechowski, Executive Vice President at People's Community Bank. Our mission is to put our communities first, and that's true right here in Republic. Whether it's supporting Republic schools or volunteering for one of the nonprofits doing good work in our hometown, all of us at People's Community Bank are committed to making Republic a better place to live. I hope you'll stop in soon and say hi.
People's Community Bank, right on Highway 60. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Well, we're just about ready to go here, but we've got a glitch. The laptop that we use to stream is inexplicably failing to charge, and it is eating through the battery quickly. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shut it down, see if a reboot fixes it. We're going to go away briefly and hopefully get it back up and running without missing too much of the game. But if this doesn't work, then we'll do our best to figure out a plan B, C, and D. So we're going away very briefly, and we will be back after this on Republic Tiger Sports.